I'm going to share with you 4 things that you can do to reinvent yourself and make you feel more happy, more calm, more relaxed, okay? So you can actually enjoy the life that you've been creating, all right? So let me just take a sip of coffee. All right, so the first thing for you guys to build this internal peace and happiness, all right, is to do hard things, okay? Do the things that you don't want to do, all right? Doing hard things makes life easier. Doing easy things makes life harder, all right? This is something that I discovered when I got overweight, okay? When I was big man boobs, big beer belly, functional addict, partying Wednesday, Tuesday to fucking Sunday, waking up on Mondays feeling absolutely dog shit, questioning life, all right? It was because I was seeking comfort, okay? One of the things I said to myself, one of the belief systems I programmed myself was, I'm just going to do everything. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do, all right? I'm not going to go here. I used to remember hate being dragged to church when I was a kid. So I was like, when I'm fucking old enough, no fucking way, right? I'm not going to go to this. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do only the things that I want to do, all right? But by seeking that comfort, my life got a lot fucking harder, all right? Putting on weight, right? Overweight, feeling lonely, feeling empty, feeling unsatisfied with life. Yeah, on the outside, life was looking good, all right? Making good money, traveling the world, all right? Having good experiences, but internally, I was not satisfied, all right? I just was not enjoying things. So what I learned was the second that you start to turn and face whatever it is you don't want to do, all right? This can be in your business, all right? This can be in your relationships. This can be in any area of your life, right? The second that you turn and face the thing you don't want to do, it gets easier, right? And once you start doing it consistently, it's like riding a bike, right? Whatever you were once bad at, you're now good at, all right? What was once difficult is now easy. So this has happened in my journey with content creation, in building a business, in relationships, right? Anytime that I was seeking the comfort, all right, not wanting to do the hard things was when life got more difficult, right? But the second that I started to do the things I hated, do the things I didn't want to do, life got a lot easier. I got more confident. I started to enjoy these things more, okay? So the main thing is the thing in your mind, all right? Trying to avoid the things you don't want to do. Okay, so once you start changing to focus on what the difficult things, I promise you your life will get easier, all right? Second thing to reinvent your life and feel happier and more joyful and peaceful in the present moment is learning to breathe, okay? Now, it sounds fucking crazy, right? Because we've all been breathing our whole life, yeah? But most of us are breathing incorrectly, all right? Most of us are breathing short, sharp, shallow through the top of our lungs, and using only about 5% of our lungs. We're all tight, we're all chest like this, and we're signaling to our parasympathetic nervous system to be stressed. And when we know that our thoughts and our feelings are a loop, and the way that we feel will create more thoughts, and the way that we think will create more feelings, and then those two things will create our actions, which will create our results. If we then can learn to control our nervous system through breathing deeply, all right, through the nose, belly, mid-chest, upper, all right, just comment the word breath, and I will send you my free training on the fundamentals of how to breathe properly. But you'll notice when you breathe nice and deeply, through the nose, filling up your belly, the mid part of the chest, the top part of your chest, you'll start to notice everything slow down. Your jaw starts to relax, your mind starts to calm down, all right? Your chest and shoulders start to relax. And when we start to relax, we allow our automatic success mechanism to start to work, all right? Our subconscious mind. I've done a training on it. I'll link that in the description. But once we are able to calm everything down, things start to flow, all right? It's when our mind and our brain goes from high beta into alpha into theta that things start to magically happen, all right? We get inspiration, we get insights, all right? Inspiration comes from the word inspire, to breathe deeply, okay? So learning to breathe, learning to control and regulate your nervous system is going to make you feel happy, peaceful, calm, regardless of the situation, okay? Yeah, your missus can be having an argument. Maybe you lost 100K at work, all right? And previously you would have gone fucking apeshit. Well, now you can just relax. You can just be like, okay, everything's working out for me, yeah? It's not happening to me, it's working out for me, all right? And then we shift our internal state and we feel better, all right? That's number 2. Let's have another sip. Now, if we look at number 3, how to reinvent yourself to feel happy naturally, okay? This one is using your perception, okay? Your higher faculty of your mind, perception. Okay, okay? In any given situation, you can look at things through 2 points of view, all right? You can be the pessimist and you can be the optimist, all right? The pessimist goes, I can't believe this is happening to me. Why is this always happening to me? I can't catch a break. These things always happen. Or the optimist can go, good, right? How can I get better from this? How is this making me better, right? What can I learn from this situation, okay? So our perception are like our glasses, okay? If I've got my glasses off right now, I can see a certain way. When I've got these glasses on, everything's red, okay? And these glasses are like your beliefs, like your perception, okay? Your perception is gonna come from your belief systems, all right? If someone's trained me as I was a kid to believe that this type of race are not good, all right? Or money doesn't grow on trees, all right? Or this football team is better than that football team, or maybe we should hate this country because we're going to war with them, whatever the fucking crazy shit are that we've been implanted. The second I take these off, and I look at things from a different perspective, right? Things start to change, all right? And this is what you'll implement in your own life is, imagine the glasses, right? Something terrible happens to you, right? You're having a bad day. We'll start to think, what different way can I look at this, all right? One tool for you, right? Have a get-to-do list rather than I have to do list, right? If you say I get to do these things, I get to go to work, right? I get to pick my missus up I get to take my kids to school, these different things, right? You feel more excited to do them because it's not a burden, right? When you say things like, oh, I've got to do this, I have to clean the house, all that sort of thing, no, start looking and thinking about the end, right? How good will it feel when I've got a clean house, all right? How good am I going to feel after my workout, right? It's just a shift in your perspective. And one other thing that might help you is when you're walking around, right? There's a million different people who are in a worse situation than you, right? You've got your legs, you've got your arms, yeah? You have had fresh coffee, you've eaten today, you've got a healthy body, right? So look at that, right? When things are going fucking tits up, always when things are going tits up for me, there'll be some cripple walk past me, right? He fucking walking, he got no legs and walking like it's just perspective, right? I've got my health. I mean, the other day I was scrolling on Facebook, a little bit down, and I see some dude who's broken his back, right? And his journey is trying now to walk again. And I'm thinking here going, oh, this isn't working well, that's working well. I'm like, this dude can't fucking walk, right? You can walk, yeah, you've got your health, you've got fresh water, you've got food, you've got a bed to sleep in, a roof over your head. Life is incredible, all right? So write down the things that you feel grateful for. Shift your perspective, all right? And the last thing to help you feel more calm, more peaceful, more happy, reinvent yourself into this new person who actually enjoys life right now is using your imagination, okay? You've been gifted a mind. You are a soul who's having a human experience and you have this imagination, all right? Neville Goddard, I believe, said imagination is God in action, all right? Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge, yeah? That's because when we look at things, if you look at the Hermetic philosophy, everything, all is mind is number one. Everything starts in the mind before it becomes reality. And your imagination is the way that we create our reality. So if you are imagining terrible things happening, fear, worry, doubt, how am I going to pay my bills, what happens if there's a war, and blah, 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 right? You are creating images, pictures in your mind of the worst case scenario, right? And then when you feel negative, right? This is what we were doing just a minute ago with the training, is when we feel negative, we're in a low vibrational state. Like attracts like, the law of attraction, all right? Your reticular activating system searches out for things to confirm what you're thinking, feeling, and believing, all right? So if I'm thinking things are terrible, there's a war, this is gonna happen, this bad thing's gonna happen, cool, your subconscious, I've got you, brother, absolutely no stress, right? Here's more things to confirm that belief system, all right? If I ignore it, okay, not like, understand that it's there, but ignore it, all right? I'm not gonna feel like this. I'm not gonna let those pictures come into my mind. Refocus on the vision blueprint, okay? This is why you have the vision blueprint. This is why you've got the cards. This is why you have all of these tools from the internal control system, the internal control toolkit, is so that you can shift these internal states. So you can feel good naturally, all right? And once you then start to imagine, all right, change that spotlight, the RAS, over to something more beneficial, okay? Good things are always happening for me, all right? New opportunities are coming my way, all right? This is when we start to then feel good and we create this new image in our mind. Instead of fear, worry, doubt, lack, we start to think of positive things, all right? This new vision, right? My new day, how's it all gonna feel, all right? And once we then keep those visions in mind, remember how the mind works, it works in pictures, okay? Think of a donkey, boom. Think of a red Lamborghini, boom. Your mind thinks of it, okay? So our idea now is to create new pictures in our mind, which will create new feelings, all right? And those new feelings and new thoughts will create better actions, and we'll naturally take better actions because we feel better and we'll get better results, all right? This is where we go wrong, where we chase drugs, we chase alcohol, we chase things to relax and calm us down, all right? It's because we haven't learned to regulate that internal state, okay? And using your imagination, using your breath, using your perception, everything I just spoke about in this video is gonna help you shift like that, okay, immediately. Instead of getting down these negative rabbit holes and 2 days later, you're still pissed off and angry, all right? It's shifting it quickly, okay? And actually, as a bonus as well, start measuring backwards, okay? A lot of you are too focused on this big, I should be this person now, right? I should be this now. I can't believe I'm not at this point in my life already, right? Start measuring backwards, okay? Where were you 30 days ago? Where were you 60 days ago? Where were you 90 days ago, all right? And if you're making improvements from the day before, from 60 days ago, then bro, you're doing fucking unbelievable, all right? And this is where a lot of men go wrong, is they're like, oh, I should be at this ideal already. I should have this amount. I should be doing this. I should have kids, blah, 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 right? No, start measuring yourself backwards. How was I yesterday, all right? And this is a massive, actually, fucking bonus one here, right? When I was fat, I used to have to do this all the time, write down, okay, today I ran, today I did this and I did that, right? Whereas actually, 3 months previous, I would have been sitting there sniffing cocaine, eating shit and smoking weed, right? So ultimately, it's, are we improving from the day before, right? Day in, day out, getting better than the day before, all right? And compound interest, your life will first of all improve. You'll feel happier, you'll feel more calm, you'll have more peace, you'll be in more purpose, you'll be more excited, you'll wake up, you'll be feeling better physically, your relationships are going to improve, your sex life will improve, your business, your finances, everything in your life will start to improve when you focus on you.